All right, you guys, so we're up here on hole 5, getting ready to kick off from over here. You can see it's beautiful out. And you know, when you're out here, you got nothing but you and your thoughts and blue sky. And in the 60s and the 70s, there was this marketing concept called blue sky. And a lot of people used to study it and engage it. And what it meant was that whatever the idea was that you had, you would come up with it. You would pen down the synthesis of the idea, and then you'd put it on paper, and then you would talk that idea out loud to yourself and develop it. And, you know, a lot of people from Howard Hughes to, you know, Steve Jobs and Bill Gates, all the people out there that really made a difference in the world, they ascribed to that, and they engaged with, blue sky style thinking. And what I notice is when you're out here by yourself, you're supposed to be doing that. Golf is supposed to be a somewhat competitive but relaxing sport. And, I look into the trash cans when I throw in my water bottles, and I see that there's like drug paraphernalia, and then there's like these large beers that people poked holes in because they're chugging beers out here. And, they're really just kind of getting inebriated and escaping whatever the reality is that they're in. And in the one moment on God's green earth, as difficult as it is, that they have to engage in some self-reflection and engage in some blue sky and work on whatever dream that they have inside of themselves, and let the inner voice that they have come forward, where society and familial pressures and all that allostatic load, all that allostatic stress keeps that down. No, what they want to do is engage in recreational substances that are going to deaden their nerves, deaden their awareness, deaden their beliefs and their dreams. And I'm 54 years old, and I've never understood that since I was a kid growing up in Alaska and in England. In England, we saw it with alcoholism, and I always was perplexed. And then in Alaska, I saw it with like marijuana and cocaine and stuff, and I never could wrap my mind around it. And when I was having, drug and alcohol issues, which were minor back then, I realized there was more to life. And hopefully when people spend time with themselves and engage in real things and enjoy the quiet, they'll do the same. You might be thinking, Stefan, you're a fucking hypocrite because you're on the golf course right now filming a goddamn TikTok. Well, let me share with you, I've spent 54 years doing exactly what I've just told you. And doing those things, I have best-selling books, right? Those are materialized dreams. I have a television show in the works, another materialized dream. I worked my way out of poverty, another materialized dream. I had a really good, for me, military experience. Even went to combat, came home, overcame that. Overcame a lot of like family issues of alcoholism, abandonment, drug addiction, physical abuse, mental abuse. Overcame that. Have a good life. And out here on the golf course, it makes you appreciate all the small things that you've gotten past in your life. So I would recommend, before you try to call me out for what I'm doing, think about what you're doing in your day-to-day. And if you're following some of these dreams and ideas and engaging in blue sky like you should, because there's plenty of it around you. Even when the clouds are out, you are underneath the largest firmament that you could ever be standing underneath. And it is powerful. This is not, a Wild Kingdom, Jack Hanna, crocodile hunter Steve Irwin kind of speech, but it's a real kind of motivational pep talk for you to realize that, there you go, look at them birdies. Boom. Get it, birds. There's a lot of beauty out here. and you should engage in it. And you should use that beauty to reset yourself, get back to zero, and then make progress in your life. I'm far from perfect, and I'm far from perfected, and I'm far from actualized in all the things that I wish to be actualized in. But I can tell you I've come a great distance, and I'm thankful. Every day I wake up thankful I'm alive, thankful for the people in my life, and thankful for what I have. Okay? Be well, choose life, practice kindness.